I wanted to talk about the Saturn conjunct Neptune that is coming up. And they do quite a dance when Saturn moves into Aries. We have it kind of getting near Neptune, but Neptune does a click into the second degree of Aries. And then before Saturn can get to the second degree of Aries, it starts to go backwards, but then so does Neptune. And then it starts to join up while Neptune is backwards? Pardon me. Neptune, and this is all coming up like this year coming up, and so there they are, kind of conjunct. Saturn and Neptune are conjunct in Aries at 1 degree. Yeah, and they kind of go conjunct. They finally conjoin when Neptune and Saturn are going backwards, and they go 1 degree, and they kind of go together a little bit, but Saturn's a little bit faster, and it goes into Pisces first by September. But in October, we have it getting Neptune hitting Pisces too at on the 23rd, and I just find that so very auspicious, and really I thank God for that, But it's interesting because the whole collective will be experiencing. Um, Pardon the screen there. Yeah, they will be experiencing this little tap dance between each other. It's more like a very nebulous, strange thing. Well, the Neptune in Aries there is rare. It's at its second degree. It's trying to get into new ground about a lot of things. A lot of people are still doing like we are, trying to figure out what to do for the next at least 14 years, but there's a 20-year trajectory that we could be working with too, with the Pluto in Aquarius. But those two planets, let alone Uranus going into Gemini. But see, we have major planets that all going into a different sign. Um, but this here, the ones that are going into reset into Aries is one to look at, and the way that it's happening, Saturn conjunct Neptune, it just tells me, in general, that whatever the lessons are, especially for the Aries people, and if you have it around that degree, wow, God, it's really hard to tell, and that's just the nature of Neptune. Neptune is like, you cannot define me. You can't define me. You have to figure out what the conditions are, as far as that. What is it? Well, with Neptune, we're working with water. If you want to look at that, but in general, we could say, yeah, Neptune rules. It's Pisces, so it's very nebulous. It's the ocean, and that, they say, well, all of creation comes out of that or goes back into it. That's how nebulous it can be, is that it's all in there, every bit of the possibility. And then, so, but how do you get anything out of that? It's just a muckety muck. Exactly. So then you have to create form, and that's where you do get Neptune still forming a cloud. It looks substantial, right? A cloud looks like a major thing. It can look like a bitchin' thing at sunset or anything. Clouds, they look cool if they're real. And then uh, ice. Ice is one of the shapes it can assume. It's cold, it's useful, it's right. It's almost like Capricornian, and it's very much something to talk about that. See, if we do have Saturn in Pisces, and then it goes into Aries, not sure how good Saturn works in Aries. I mean, it's kind of restrictive to the natural spontaneity of the Aries. See, we've had a lot of tempering down, and we hardly even noticed a difference. I mean, we're barely going to experience Mars moving out of Cancer before Saturn moves into the sign of Aries, which is telling me that there's a refined quality, there's a refinery happening. There is still kind of the Aries part of the organism is going through being slowed and tempered down for a while now. For what? Well, see, the Aries part going general is needing the upload. First of all, it needs its upgrading. Now, it's not to say that it's just going to wait around and wait for somebody come to the incubator and put the lifelines in its mouth. No, we have an issue of there. Now, I'm in the United States, and I'm just going to say what I'm experiencing is that, okay, there's a lot of, in general, there's a lot of disrespectful, rude, nasty ass, ugly fucking people that I can care less about being around them, and I can tell that they care less about me. And it's like, oh, well, too bad that they are my neighbors. You know, I find that they are now kind of a little bit too close to me. I'm like, huh. But then so it's like, but where am I gonna go? I've said this before, kind of minute fucking 5:33, and it's like, well, there she goes again. What the hell is she gonna do? Well, I was trying to just communicate. I'm gonna keep communicating, and the more I see that what the problem is, yes, I'm surrounded by a bunch of blithering assholes that we're not doing much for each other. Not even if we had a bunch of money. See, not even if I had something to offer. I mean, I do give my apples away, but I don't know. This place, and I've been discouraged from interaction because of the way that you can give of yourself. And the Aries does. See, this is the Aries part of the organism is fucking fed up, and it's like this. They do give, like they show up. You don't even know they're showing up until probably later. It's like, well, because when they're gone, you notice their warmth and their presence and how they were attentive and fun. Fun, lots of energy. Energy is the word. Yeah, Aries. I'm speaking for the part of the organism that is trying to get its fucking well-being on. If it ever was just, whoops, um, like well, the first responders. I say that, but that's the nervous system is what I'm saying. But we do talk about we worry about. Um, Firefighters and stuff, how they're being jacked around. I mean, really authentic people that just like to be used. And I say it like this, it's because there's abused. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, wait a minute. You didn't even see that we were there. Not even acknowledging that, man, we are the ones that got up and said, get down, baby, and made it through and said, come this way or something. And well, where is everybody now? Well, it's like, well, they're ride or die people. Those people are great. They last through, and it's hard to tell who's who after a while, but look for the ones that are kind of highly misunderstood, right? They're misunderstood. It's that part of the organism that, it needs plenty of freedom. It claims its independence to just be pioneers in ways to live. Sorry about this. Like every once in a while, you get to see me petting my cat's ass. Isn't that great? And I didn't say pussy willow. Isn't that terrible? Look, this looks like a pussy willow, doesn't it? It's a very, very, very nice one. Anyway, back to me talking about what, Shauna? What is it, man? You were on some kind of train. Well, talking about basically the part of the organism that's the Aries, who is very spontaneous, off the top of the brow, just moves and bothers to say, but usually sticks up for the scrawny and the little that needs to just be brought up, or maybe it has it's a special little thing, kind of like this cat. We're highly misunderstood because it is Mars ruled. It's very aggressive. It's moving quick. It likes to move quick. It fucking executes pretty damn good. See, we have Mars going into Leo today. This is the 19th, you see. But I'm going to put this sometime like on the, I don't know, the 26th or 7th. You're not going to know diddly squat what I'm doing at that point. So then we have, well, I see how Mars stays in Leo until June, which is great. We need, it kind of really goes slow, I guess, and that's great. We need that fire in the air, and we need that fire under our ass, and we need to get going. And see, we have the sun moving into Taurus, which is definitely that it's a calm time, right? We kind of are enjoying our seeds being sowed, kind of a thing. And pardon my cat here, you guys. Um, she needs a little tree in the back or something just to lay on. She wants to be part of the show, I'm sure. Um, she's a special cat. I can talk to you about her. I'm telling you, we did some work today together because I'm a special cat too. Whatever the fuck she's trying to do now. uh, I don't know. I just have my cat on my shoulder. Sorry about that. I mean, she. I think she's going back into heat. Yeah, she's starting to do a little cry. It's best that she finds her way onto the chair. Sorry. Ditto, ditto. Oh, she's so wonderful and great. Marvelous, precious, and pretty, and great, and wonderful, and marvelous. No. Well, I'm giving up on, like I said, on the ecology of. I'm giving up on asking for help anymore. I, I, I think that what will work for me is to do it in the right places, be more sincere about it, find out what you really want to do first, Shauna. What is it? You just want to pay your bills? It's like, no, not really. No, because that's ongoing. And you just keep ongoing that you're begging for money. It's like you to find a fucking a table waiting job, and it's like, oh, maybe. See, I really am up in the air. See, a lot of humanity is that way right now. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm sorry if you haven't. But uh, beware of people right now who are quite fastidious and eager to get their lives on. You might see somebody, if you hear that accelerator going off and like a peeling out, believe me, they know what they're doing, babe. So get the fuck out of the way. All right. Some people are just tired of fucking waiting and tired of been mistaken, and just like fucked with, like just used as a trampoline or something, or you know what I mean? Like I said, the Aries is giving and giving and giving, and to the point where it's like, you know what? It's not. I don't feel like I'm getting what I should be getting out of it, right? And, welcome to the condition of humanity, man. The way it's being ran around. And see, the problem is, thanks for listening, is that people, like, I guess it's 92% of them, they're happy with the shit or the shenanigans that they get out of it. Fake as fuck as it may be. Yeah, especially what I'm talking about is the material world, electric cars and all. A total fucking scam. You know. And so anyway, I really do feel this way. I could let people in on it, and I don't know. It'll open the slots up for a lot of bullshit to come in that will test me. And I'm like, no, actually, I kind of knew this about 4 years ago, or 5, or more. To tell you the truth, a lot longer than that. I just have it's called uprooting and taking every bit of me out of this fucking country, using whatever I get from here. See, this is what I want support for now. Is that, you know what? I don't know if it's going to be. See, the thing is, it's like, well, I don't want to seem like I'm lying to people, but after all, I didn't move out of the country. See, so it's hard for me to establish a fundraiser on a to on a definitive thing, except for to tell people that, wow, I'm feeling that I need a need for drastic change. I feel like I can make one that is brilliant for me, but I need time, like I said in my last stupid fucking video, to open up to the options that I can work and see. Having said that, we only have so much to work with our past, right? And I remember, no, I know I had a hard childhood, but I also had good qualities that helped me like stay afloat, all of that, and be all I can be and take responsibility at a very early age. What I mean is take the freedom. A lot of people don't know that. It's like freedom means deep responsibility. You don't just skip out on the parts where you're doing things that are unacceptable to people or something like that, say. You know what I'm saying? Did I talk to you about the creepy fucking assholes that might be out there? I don't know, sorry. I don't really mean to sound like this at all because I don't want to project on anybody right now. No, and I cannot afford any fucking projections on me. No, this is where I'm having to. Now I'm having to write an article on my Facebook page, and it's only because of this Neptune thing, and it's going right forward. It's heading kind of right towards my ascendant, and it's making me get used to something that it's like, and it's like, and now I have to fucking communicate. because I'm used to me, who I am, and see, I have to get down home fucking frank and upfront and use fucking God as my witness. What's God? Reality. That's the thing that we have a problem with your narcissist or something. Here we go again. I mentioned narcissist. Might as well put on the title so I can get fucking 75 likes. Is that they don't have a good relationship with reality. Ask them what it is. They can get it down pat too and listen to a Buddhist and finally get the language to say, oh wait a minute, it's really that simple. Yeah, it's actually that simple. But we do a beat around the bush because we want you to figure it out. But no, oh my goodness, babes. Huh, in the West, when you figure out how fucking disconnected people are and how that there are words here to try to help us, and it becomes but it becomes a snag up of words themselves because why? Everybody lives in their head, and how do they do that? From a word. That's the religion here that sticks out. The Bible, God made the universe from a word. And I'm not discounting or discarding my word journeying where I break it down for you right here and I say that, what have you noticed? You know, I couldn't help but to notice there's a lot of he and she and her and he going on. There's much going on more than just there's men and women here. Now what the fuck is going on? Well, see, I get this tone of voices because it's not just really men and women. There's human beings here, supposedly. There was a human race happening, and it happens through men and women getting together. Now, if you're watching this and you saw what I just did there, like and subscribe. You love it. That's the way I sell all my videotapes. Shit. Well, we're talking about Saturn again, and it's hard to believe. It's like, well, you mean it's heading towards my ascendant, but it's like masked. It's doing the nebulous, but it's weird. I just envision these two weird characters. Saturn, namely, these people in Pisces, Saturn and Pisces, not a good place for Saturn. I mean, I'm dealing with Saturn and Pisces around me, I'm pretty sure. A bunch of, I call them assholes, but that's what they get for the way they handle their big baby issues that they don't know how to handle. Like I said, the American people, and a lot, well, is it stricken across the global population? This is what I'm afraid of. But that how yeah, they're a big bunch of babies, you know, spiritually impoverished. Really, they have no. It's not a real God that they worship. They don't really have any. Underneath them, right there is a foundation. So can you imagine how insecure that they really, really, really are? And generationally, did I talk to you about it? You know, in the same sweater here, I was trying to tell you about. Like, now, did you see how it's really going though? You're in, I was gonna say your end of life process, but it pretty much is that, you know. But no, there's a point. See, and it's not just women who get this drive, or like more. It's more like they get a drive. Believe me, about 45 to 50, even 60 and on. I think they start going. I'm gonna do this, and they go like they're like, what the hell is this? And it's some old man or something holding hanging on to them. It's like, babes, we are sexually maturing, and this is not scientifically well known. But if you let the woman be a gosh dogged woman, and it might be happening more over in the east over there, whoever it is that is getting rid of the Snickers bars, because they're catching on to the fucking Depop, you know, agenda, and also way to get into your reproductive and screw with you that way. So if they are natural men and women, what's happening is, see, men sexually mature around about the age 18 to 20, 23 or so. It's more like 17, 16, 18, 19, 20. That's their sexual maturity age. That's when they're gonna drive. They got this drive. They're like I can do anything. I can do it better too. And it's like, go for it. You know. See, a woman though, this is about her body, and this is about the drive. Really, this is about even a wisdom. This is about something that goes on in the body. She matures around 45 sexually, and it's around 45, 50. See, there's something that goes on with her. It's not well talked about, and it's like, boy, is Shauna the only one in the Western United States and here on video on YouTube that's going to start talking about it? No, I don't think so. I think it's just not. It's not going to hit the algorithms. They try to hide it a lot. Don't be surprised if my fucking computer cuts out on me here trying to talk about it. And it's terrible. Like, okay, so this is Easter weekend, and I don't care for the holidays at all. It's a blackout. That's part of the backdrop system who is caught up, right? First of all, they're trying to please each other. They're doing the keep up with the Joneses thing, and all. I'm not at all saying you shouldn't get together and have a great time with each other and play fucking birdie with your tennis rackets. No, but see, how much is that is real, babes? Do I have to explain what narcissists are doing about the holidays? It's fucked up to observe it and notice and understand, especially in the United States. That's why I want to get out of here. They pick on people like me because they don't know what to do, right? It's like Easter every goddamn day for me. Like, let's get real about the seasons, really. It's a big keep up with the Joneses thing, and it's just like what I'm saying. It's horrible. You want to get out of that class. Remember that what I said in my last video, where it's like they're not at all geared to be good for each other. They don't work together. No, these aren't good teammate or class team players. Is what I mean. Team players. Class. That's just an illusion. You either are graduated into being a human being or you're not. You know, and I say that we have to, as human beings. Pardon my cat wants out. As human beings, I'm going to keep talking. Because we have the power here, we are the hearts. We know better. See, if it's through resonation that we start organizing, and that takes a little bit of courage, but I think we have it now. You can get back to the Aries people who have the courage. And the Aries people who are known to be the superheroes, and they just say, no, just do the right thing. Just do it. Do the work it takes. Fucking A, if you have to set it on fire and start all over again. Creating boundaries and blah, blah, blah. A lot of people can relate with that right now, especially the Aries people. And it's really not about anybody but us. But you see, we can't take it personally. It's hard for us to admit that we need help, and we've been trying to get help, and we couldn't get it. Now we have to. How embarrassing! Oh, we have to figure out all over again that we have to get up on our own. Oh, wow! I refuse to fucking even take that personally either. But I am embarrassed now. It's like, now what do we do with all these fucking useless assholes around us? I hate to say it like that because really they are abusive to us. They are the ones who are afraid of our emotions and our condition of just noticing first, man, there's some kind of change that we need to do. And as far as like, oh God, America, but it's everywhere, right? We have a weird culture that has spread that is quite selfish. It's okay, so it's into the junky shit. Junky stuff until later on you wonder, oh, this poor person. They've got many stuff going on. I don't want to pick on anybody, but there could be disease, right? Okay, so the United States is known for their obesity. And when I say obesity, but when they say obesity, I'm pretty sure they're saying the same thing that I'm thinking right now. I'm sorry, I don't want to fucking pick on people. I want to drop this subject matter altogether and say I love my life. I love the way I look. I love the way people look. If they're happy, especially if they're happy with what they have. See, the thing is you do not get the feeling. So you go by feeling. You don't go by looks. Go by a feeling. People mistake confidence and just wanting to be aggressive and get shit done for something else. And so there you go. You're around a bunch of sick people that will mistake being healthy as being something else. And if you're outnumbered, you know this one, right? Sorry, I don't need to talk about this. And not that I'm healthy and perfect or anything. No, 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 no. I wish everybody could just learn to. I don't know. I don't like living in this place anymore where it's like, well, that's too bad. See, I think that, oh, it'd be nice to have a partner, right? You have a friend. I keep trying to fucking bring. I think it's just a matter of time. See, I've gone through something, and I think I can stick up for all of humanity. I think it's just like, well, are we tired of being kicked around and pushed around by these bullies? That I think it's just their generational success, the way they feel. You know, the system makes them feel like that they're entitled to do all this stuff to people. I don't know. What is it, Shauna? What do you mean? Can I get you something? Yeah, one good solid fucking teammate in life, I guess. It's kind of contradictory because, nah, no, I think that I just learned my lesson. It's like, no, you're not ready. And as long as you're not ready, you're going to get somebody there taking advantage of you and laughing at you. And I wonder if he's going to figure it out, especially if they're older than you. And so there's where I'm back to asking for support. Minute 6, I sound pathetic, right? But I went there and I'm fucking still kind of doing this, and I think that it's like, well, I kind of couple it with global issues, but it's like, no, it's the way you should do it. You should say, you know what, I'm not an isolated incident. I can't blame it on that person or me. This is a condition. We're stuck in a fucking jar. And I don't know if I was able to find that video and post it here, if it ever made it. But I did expose a kind of scenario that's like, no, check it out. See, because it kind of happened with me. See, I've always taken care of myself. My first job, I got a full-time job when I was 16, working my ass off, and they loved it, right? The department loved it. I even went into, it was kind of imagined. No, it was energetic. It was very real, though. I was up to supervisor, assistant supervisor, sorry, which I was very hip to all the ropes. And I was driving the vehicle. I had the walkie-talkie on my belt. I had this whole set of keys. See, they were looking for an assistant supervisor, but was doing the position energetically, and that's just me. I know how to fucking run the floor, babes, all my life. See, my point is that I've always made my money. I've always been mentally sound, and hey, see, with that, you don't need people. See, you have people, and you're moving in and out of them. You're like, hey, and you maybe meet up with some colleagues after work, maybe, or whatever. But the point is that you're not like bound down and feeling like you're having a problem in your relationships, right? See, the moment that I started needing money, and I didn't have my job, which was about 5 years ago, really, I've always worked for myself. Up here, I'm able to do it. Very little gets me by, and I'm fucking happy because I love being where I am. I'm just, hey, happy as a fucking bug in a rug. Lots of jealous people, I'm sure. They're like, huh, because they have such a busy life, and it's like, man, can you just somehow make moves and fucking slow down and enjoy yourself? Find out what fucking does it for you, man. No, I feel I'm very lucky because my great grandparents had this place, but if you look at their intention and listen to their story, that my grandma would tell, that I hung out with my grandma. She's my best friend, man. Anyway. So, well, is this the same video where I'm talking about people and it's like, you know what? All right, so I understand that people are envious and jealous of some people because of, well, first of all, they might highlight the good things more and they might milk it better than other people. See, other people don't know how to just milk it. See, I'm not saying that my grandmother was perfect and that she was 100% great for me. No, in fact, I'm trying to shake off ancestral fucking karma that they cannot fucking grow out of, probably. And it entails me possibly packing everything up here, but I'm gonna do it slowly, and I'm gonna let it be known how disgruntled I am, and I'm gonna start picking on so-called Americans. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it to these fucking pigs that end up here. See, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but this is the best thing for me to do for my ancestry, and probably you too. Come on, let's do it, baby. Sell out, get top dollar from what you have here as your inheritance, ancestral or whatever, and get out of the country. Go back to fucking Switzerland, Europe, fucking Ireland, wherever you're from. Just get the fuck out of Dodge. Give it back to whatever it is, or let it burn with whatever it is that is going to start doing something to it, that it just wants it to turn into a fucking whatever it is. I don't know, but it's out there right now. Just it's chugging away, and it's weird because after a while, it's like they take care of themselves and they slather it on themselves and they're busting at the seams, and it's like, keep up with the Jones here, and it's like, no. See, I just hold ground that I live in this area where, man, all of the, it's not a battle here, but they've created a battleground. You can feel it in the air. And so I feel like I need to communicate more, and I have. And so some people know of me as having communicated against the asphalt spills, and it's obvious as to why that would happen. But see, now it's just like, God, I feel like I need to start writing more articles and putting it in the Idlewild and say, this in the Idlewild community pages, whoever is here. See, but the thing is I know that I'm outnumbered, and it's a war. They don't care. It's fucking colonists being big baby fucking. See, they talk about their ancestral karma moving in on people. I'm not even saying that because my heritage. No, because I'm a meditator. I managed to get rid of all that shit. I'm not a materialist. I'm somebody with love waving at you saying this, and weapons. They're just fucking weapons, products of the system. And when they get you fucking riled up and everything on their level of stink, they got you. You're on their level now. And it's like, you know what? I would like to get the fuck clear out of here. I would like for somebody to hear me. Some group or some committee or someone right now. Direct me towards it. Say, Shawnee, do you really want to leave the country? Because here's your options. Based on what you're saying, see, and now I would love to expose to you who I really am. Say, no, I am really, I'm that singular. I don't, see, I have a lot of fear because I'm moving alone. I would love for, say, like my brother, say, that's a great idea. I wish I would have thought of that. We could have sold out and just skipped and did and started a business doing something else. But hey, if that's not the person, then somebody else. Hello, are you in the same fucking position? You know, I don't think that selling out and getting bigger property here is my option to choose if the people around me, I just can't hang with it. No conversation. We don't have anything in common except for this. What is it? What is it really when you start swapping land and monies and stuff like that? I don't want to know. I want out. And I'm doing this for my ancestral karma, my ancestral self, just to make it to some place. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to go visit Africa. Just travel and find out how maybe you find a job there and all of a sudden you found yourself working. But I feel that it's time to go, as John Muir said. But he was talking about, oh no, I hear the wilderness, it's calling. And so it's time to go. But no, right now I'm hearing some fucking fat fucking zombie on an ATV bike doing things that if you take the time and did that like little by little and did it with you would get in shape, you'd stay in shape, but they're just a big bunch of fat pigs and I'm sorry, and I wouldn't be talking about them like this unless I figured out how that actually these are sociopaths and they treated me like shit and they don't care if I live or die here. It's actually dangerous to be around it, especially if I needed real live help. It's already that they're fine with, they live oblivious, and it's like, we can't do that. No. I don't see how anywhere on this earth at any time we can accept that. And now sounding like this, there's going to be a part of the organism that starts to structure itself more and more that says, no, I hear what you're saying. But see, it's going to come up like kind of like dog paddle. Like, I think I see something, because of that subconscious thing that we're purging from the Saturn going from Pisces into Aries is the only way I can see it. It's really a mess. And see, it needs to go retrograde and go back into Pisces, and that's kind of what it does. And in the meantime, people like me and everybody's subconscious, I am humanity, hello, how are you, is going to be going through these issues. And see, you can't solve the problem of this blubber that is growing onto humanity that's like, what happens with a lot of these people is they go and get it cut out. They get it cut off. They get it surgically removed. And see, that's what I'm doing when I say I got to get the fuck out of America. I just need to cut myself out of here. And I'm not the blubber babe. I am looking at having been, see, now I'm very different than a lot of people. I am, because of my lifestyle of having lived in these mountains, and I let these mountains take care of me. I've spent plenty of time alone enough. I mean, I have deep relationships. See, that's what I miss. And this is where I'm wondering how many people in my community listen to this and don't like my videos. And I think it's time to stop, babes. Come on, we're kind of tumbling along here, and now you see, and can you separate yourselves out from the wheat from the chaff kind of thing? And now, but who's who? See, these people with a whole bunch of money think that they're the shit when really, if you look, no, they won't talk about Jesus or anything more like Christ. Awareness, that person that, they just, man, they're just protected by their money, right? They're protected by their money, and they treat people like crap, and they don't admit that they are doing that. They have a superiority complex on top of being completely kind of void of real life love and experiences. They're very sheltered, right? I guess is the word. The sheltered people who live in fear, and it's like, well, and the God we trusted kept them that way? Fuck, man. I'm sure that a powerful love can make me change, and it has to. Actually, that's what I'm hoping that will happen for me during the time that I am asking for support, to keep me away from fake friends. Yep. And if the fake friend gives me money here and thinks that that's going to buy their way back close to me, no, you're. I probably already put this video up, but it's like, no, you're paying me to keep my distance, to be a fake friend. That's all, right? I mean, you needed to keep it that way, and you have no right to try to take from me what is my most valuable thing, which is my time, really, but everything else that I would use to get what I know I deserve into me, which is to collaborate, to have a good connection to where now I don't feel so like pressurized and needing fucking support for a change that I need to be making here. And it's just, ugh. Okay, great, good.